Now I'm going to be talking about the second thing that you guys asked me, how to transition from community to hospital pharmacy without a residency. So, are you a community pharmacist who wants to get out of retail pharmacy and wants to start a new career, maybe in something like hospital, right? From time to time, I'll get YouTube comments about this. And recently when I was in quarantine, I was actually live streaming on YouTube and going through my comments. And I got this comment by Silly Stella. And Silly Stella says, I will always respect Kevin for having the balls to quit pharmacy. And it got me really thinking, even though I got kind of burnt out from my pharmacy career, I was wondering, how are my friends from pharmacy school doing? The ones that actually went to pharmacy school with. And so quick pause. If you guys want to jump on my weekly stream, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, make sure to like this video, and you'll get notified when I live stream every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Back to the video. And the results were really, really interesting. So what I did was actually I messaged a lot of my friends in quarantine. We're just like, how's life? How are things doing? And some of these people I just haven't talked to in years, since pharmacy school actually, which was about 7 years-ish now, right? And so it was really interesting. So let me explain. I asked this question to one of my friends and she said, pharmacy felt soul-sucking, right? And I'll read what she said, but essentially what she's doing right now, she's a mom. And so she said, good for you. Pharmacy is soul-sucking. I am trying to get into industry so I can have a better work-life family balance. Mom life is hard. I don't know how our moms did it before. I thought that was really, really interesting that she said that pharmacy is soul-sucking. It's not the only type of, this isn't the first time I've heard it. If you go to actually like one of my favorite friends' channel, RX Comedy, he actually, like, you read the comments, you watch the skits, you'll get an idea of what pharmacy is actually like, right? Second thing, one of my friends actually missed working in the pharmacy after being a stay-at-home mom, which was crazy. So she said, I've been putting off since December, keep on putting off going back, but I'll go back next month when I'm with Kaiser. I only work 3 days a week, so it's really nice. Pretty much going back just for the social aspect of coworkers. I thought I liked that stay-at-home wife life, but being on maternity leave for so long, I found out I actually don't like it. I like work and getting out and talking to people. So that's why I decided to go full, I'll just go part-time. And then when I was like, kind of curious, what didn't you like about being a stay-at-home mom? And she replied, yes, lack of social interaction and feeling useless, feeling lazy, not getting out of the house all day and never putting on makeup. Of course, she's a girl. Most of all, missing social coworker relationships. I love my coworkers. So you can see some people are really, really happy with their careers. And then the one that you're probably interested in, one of my friends actually successfully escaped the 9-to-5 chains and transitioned into a hospital pharmacy. So I asked her, hey, how's the process of getting out? And she said, it felt amazing. We bought a brand new house in Mass, so we want to move back here. Originally, I asked for a transfer within CVS and my supervisor gave me so much shit and excuses. I was like, fuck it. I gave my 2 weeks, sucked it up, did an overnight position, doing 7 on, 7 off, 12-hour shifts. I was burnt out at first, but after doing that for 2 years, I landed a day job at a hospital, and now I'm very happy. Work is easy and laid back right now. It was just really interesting seeing my friend's story. And the truth is, there's a lot of unhappy pharmacists. We cannot deny this. Burnout's higher than ever, and I'm one of those statistics. I got super burned out. And it was just really interesting seeing my friends' experience in pharmacy. Do pharmacists love their careers? Some of them, absolutely. But we can't ignore the fact there's a large group of community pharmacists and pharmacy staff who feel overworked, understaffed, underappreciated. If you guys worked in the pharmacy, you guys would understand, right? But the worst part is that in pharmacy, it's actually really hard to say anything, to speak out loud, because there's a fear of retaliation and losing their jobs. Corporate politics suck, and it happens, right? You'll find these pharmacists being silenced and get fired from their jobs for just having a social media account and not even talking about work. People like myself, people like RX Comedy and other people, well, that's another story. So let's say if you are the statistic, what kind of options does that leave you? Well, option one is suck it up, hope things that will get better. Probably would not recommend that since I waited for 12 years and it didn't get better. Second thing, start up your own business. Third thing, transition to a new career, right? And the truth is, not everyone wants the headache of running their own business. And that's something I've kind of realized as I've gotten older too, is that it's a lot of responsibility, it's a lot of headache. People just want to clock in, clock out. Totally cool with that, right? Starting your business isn't easy. And hoping, like I said earlier, hoping that things will get better is horrible because hope isn't really an exit strategy. So that leaves us with option 3, transitioning your career. And so if you're that type that wants to go into a hospital, this might be for you. And side note too, sometimes we just want a career that fits the lifestyle that we want. So it could be hospital pharmacy. It could be a remote career in pharmacy. Anyways, let's kind of dive into it. I asked my friend a few more things that I think would be really interesting for you guys who are consider a switch to hospital pharmacy. So first things first, should you even consider a career in transitioning? So I asked my friend shortly after she wrote that result or wrote that answer I asked, what is the best part about hospital pharmacy? And this is what she said. The best part about hospital is not having to deal with customers. I interact with a lot of nurses, physicians who trust and depend a lot on us. They take our advice and it just feels like I'm actually a pharmacist in the hospital compared to retail. That was really great. And based off my friend's experience, there's a few things I want you to take note, or some of the benefits. It's like the role of being a trusted advisor. People are listening to you. Nurses, doctors, you're speaking with very intellectual people who are seeking advice from yourself, and they trust and really take your advice into account. Second thing is solving more complex problems with the team. You know, sometimes in retail pharmacy, we just feel like, what the hell are we doing this for, right? And you have a lack of a purpose of like, and when people ask you, oh, what's the restroom code like 20 times a day? I mean, it just has you thinking like, why did I even go to pharmacy school for this, right? Do you guys feel that way? And then the third thing is, most of all, feeling of the impact to the healthcare system. Impact is the most important thing because I feel like when I was in sure, there's pharmacists that want to clock in, clock out, grab the cash and run. But the difference between feeling fulfilled and unfulfilled is really level of impact, right? When you feel like you're making a difference, when you feel like you're actually making a difference personally too in your career, not feeling capped or stuck, right? And you're being challenged. So there's so many great things about this. And here's the third thing, which you're probably all curious about. How did my friend transition into as a hospital pharmacist? And I asked my friend, how did you transition out from the retail chain to the hospital? And this is what she said. I started doing overnights, so I was able to bypass residency since they were desperate to hire anyone to fill overnights. It's much more quiet during the overnights, and I had a lot of downtime, so it helped with the transition. I learned everything on the job, and working hospital, there's a lot of other pharmacists working with you at the same time. So it's super easy to bounce knowledge each other. So it wasn't so bad at all. And it was really interesting. I noticed a few things. Based off my friend's experience, she was able to bypass residency by starting off in a position that no one wants, 7 on, 7 off overnight position. If any pharmacist has worked overnights, it's really bad for your health, but no one wants to do it. And if you can get in the mindset that, hey, this is just temporary, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door, it might be a good option for you. Second thing, she took advantage of overnight downtime to build her knowledge on the job as well, right? So she also built relationships with more seasoned pharmacists. So building up her reps, building up her authority, building up, building the building blocks so that she's getting well known and that she's seeking advice so that she can do her job well. What was also really interesting about my friend's experience was that she didn't need a residency to get her job, and she didn't need to know everything right away. She just had to be resourceful and utilize OJT, on the job training, right? And keep in mind, my friend, she actually did this about, I think, 2 years ago. So that's when she transitioned. So it took her 2 years, and which leads me to my last point. There's really no quick shortcut, right, to get a day job in the pharmacy without a residency. Like I said, it took 2 years. Probably within that time, you could probably do a residency. But other side of the scale, she didn't really take a huge pay bump because she was getting paid a full pharmacy salary as well. Anyways, if you're curious about how to transition into a new career in pharmacy, let me know in the comments. Tell me about what areas you're curious about. I love to do a full interview with some of the people I reach out to, but the truth is corporate companies are not too friendly with social media, especially in professional settings. So it puts their job on the line. So I need to balance being able to protect my friends, but also getting this information out. So I might do some anonymous podcasts or anonymous guest posts and stuff like that. So I think there's that. And also, if you have a question, feel free to shoot me a question there. I always try to answer everyone. Just go refugeehustle.com/join.